Good evening, and welcome to Read Aloud Fun. I am your host, Ms. Waymyers. And so, as you can see, today we're going to read about a very evil plot. And it makes you have to answer the question, do you know where your kids are? Okay. So, the story for today, in case you're wondering, like, what in the world could this story be? The story today is called Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. Yes, that is correct. Not the three bears, Goldilocks and the three dinosaurs. So we're going to do some questions on a course like we've been doing the last couple of read alouds. We're going to have them scroll across the screen shortly so that as we are reading, you will have the questions fresh in your mind and you'll know what you need to be looking for throughout the story. So, one idea that I want to throw out there very quickly, um, you could do a writing after the story is over, and you can have the students write their own version of Goldilocks using a different animal other than the dinosaurs from like with this book, or the Three Bears, which is the story that most children and adults already know. So as you're reading, not only be looking at the questions that'll come across the screen, but also be thinking about, what's the new version of Goldilocks that I could write to entertain and perhaps teach a lesson? So, oh, some things that you can do, questions. You're going to choose three words that describe Goldilocks' character, use evidence from the story to support your choices. Do the same thing for the three dinosaurs. Of course, be able to identify the problem and how it was solved, and where the story takes place. Now, where we're going to take a little different turn with this story is we're also going to look at um, what judgment could we make about Goldilocks' parents since she's running loose in the woods, going into people's houses. And if law enforcement was to get involved, who could be charged with a crime and why? All right. So, without further ado, let's get into our story for today, Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. And this story is retold by Mo Williams. This is one of my favorite twists on a fairy tale. Once upon a time, there were three dinosaurs: Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and some other dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway. And that's the visiting dinosaur. One day, for no particular reason, the three dinosaurs made up their beds, positioned their chairs just so, and cooked three bowls of delicious chocolate pudding at varying temperatures. Oh boy, said Papa Dinosaur in his loud, booming voice. It is finally time to leave and go to the someplace else. He. Yes, continued Mama Dinosaur. I sure hope no innocent little succulent child happens by our unlocked home while we are someplace else. The other dinosaur made a loud noise that sounded like a big evil laugh, but was probably just a polite Norwegian expression. The three dinosaurs went someplace else and were definitely not hiding in the woods waiting for an unsuspecting kid to come by. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, a poorly supervised little girl named Goldilocks came tracing along. And there's a little sign that says 2 miles to a very nice house. So she's even getting directions. Just then, the forest boomed with what could have been a dinosaur yelling, "Got you!" But I'm pretty sure it was just the wind. The loud noise was immediately followed by another loud noise that sounded kind of like, "Be patient, Papa Dinosaur. The trap is not yet sprung." But that could have been a rock falling or a squirrel. And then there's another little sign down that says, "Getting closer." Hmm. Either way, Goldilocks was not the type of little girl who listened to anyone or anything. For example, Goldilocks never listened to warnings about the dangers of barging into strange, enormous houses. So as soon as Goldilocks came across a strange, enormous house, she barged right in. Inside, Goldilocks immediately smelled the three bowls of delicious chocolate pudding. Mmm, said Goldilocks. That chocolate pudding smells delicious. If only I could get all the way up to the top of the counter. Then Goldilocks noticed a very tall ladder that just happened to be there and certainly wasn't left on purpose. Goldilocks climbed up the ladder and found herself face to face with three gigantic bowls of chocolate pudding. The first bowl of chocolate pudding was too hot, but Goldilocks ate it all anyway because, hey, it's chocolate pudding, right? The second bowl of chocolate pudding was too cold, but who cares about temperature when you've got a big bowl of chocolate pudding? Not her. The third bowl of chocolate pudding was just right, but Goldilocks was on such a roll by now, she hardly noticed. Soon, Goldilocks was stuffed like one of those delicious chocolate filled little girl bonbons which, by the way, are totally not the favorite things in the whole world for hungry dinosaurs. Tired and groggy, Goldilocks noticed three chairs in the living room, so she climbed down the ladder and walked out of the kitchen. The first chair was too tall. The second chair was too tall. But the third chair was too tall. Goldilocks wasn't going to climb that high just to sit in some chair, so she hiked over to the bedroom. Goldilocks was not with that program. When she got there, Goldilocks noticed that the beds were also gigantically big. What is going on around here? Groaned the exhausted girl. These bears that live here must be nuts. Just then, the room filled with a loud, booming noise that was either a passing truck or a dinosaur gloating. A few more minutes, she'll be asleep. Delicious, chocolate filled little girl bonbons are yummier when they're rested. Look at Mama Dinosaur's face in that window. Even a little girl who never listens to anyone or anything had to hear that. Goldilocks took a minute to stop and think, which was longer than she was used to stopping and thinking. Hey, she told herself, this isn't some bear's house. This is some dinosaur's house. Go figure, she figured it out. Say what you like about Goldilocks, but she was no fool. As quickly as she could, she ran to the back door and got out of there. Just then, a loud plane flew by, which sounded pretty much like a trio of dinosaurs yelling, now, or charge, or the Norwegian expression for chewy bonbon time. Suddenly, and completely coincidentally, the three dinosaurs rushed through the front door. But they were too late. Goldilocks was gone, and all that was left in the house were three disappointed dinosaurs. The end. And that was Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs, as retold by Mo Williams. Right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that story. And we will be looking forward to seeing you on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Oh, and I forgot to say at the beginning, I took a little survey and asked which hat to wear. And it was a tie between the taco hat and the flying pig. But since it's Tuesday, and most people do Taco Tuesday, and since I have a shirt that says, I usually use this in my reading class, let's taco about books. That's what the bottom part says. I figured what a great combination, the taco hat and the taco shirt. So have a good evening and see you on Saturday. Bye bye.